The Minnesota Vikings have been very, very busy this offseason. We had a lot to fix offensively and defensively, and that's exactly what we did. We're trying to be a Super Bowl contender, and the Minnesota Vikings front office knows how to do that. At least that's what it seems like, right? We fixed the offensive line. We signed center Ryan Kelly, guard Will Freeze or Fries. I can't remember how you say his last name. I apologize. Then defensively, you look at the defensive line, which was a focal point for us to fix. We got Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave. You look at the secondary. Yes, Cam Bynum is officially gone, but we still have Harrison Smith, Josh Metellus. We signed Theo Jackson or re-signed Theo Jackson. We re-signed Byron Murphy Jr., locked him up for the next couple of years. Isaiah Rodgers, Super Bowl champion from the Philadelphia Eagles. So Minnesota has been doing all the right things. But now all eyes are focused on the quarterback position. What is exactly going to happen? We've heard all the news. We've heard the rumors. Aaron Rodgers to Minnesota. And that's all everybody seems to be talking about. Heck, we've even talked about Aaron Rodgers coming to Minnesota. And I've gave you my 2 cents on that. If you want to watch those videos, go back and make sure to click on those and see my take on it. But nobody's really given any thought to who else could be the backup for the Minnesota Vikings. Who could sit there behind J.J. McCarthy and maybe take over if J.J. McCarthy isn't having a great start to the season? So let's get right into it. Before we do, shout out to our affiliate partners at Green Gridiron. If you want one of these mini helmets, feel free to hit the link in the comment section and use the promo code MINSYN, MINSYN, at checkout to receive a small discount on your purchase. They have NFL helmets, college helmets, fully customizable ones, and not only do they have the mini helmets of your favorite teams, they actually have the replica ones as well, okay? The big boys, ones you can actually put on your head. And if that's something that you would like, hit that link in the comment section and use that promo code MINSYN, MINSYN, at checkout to receive a small discount on your purchase. And if they already have a current deal going on, you can actually stack the promo code to receive even more off of that final price. So let's get into it. Okay, we have J.J. McCarthy and Brett Rippon as our quarterbacks, are the only quarterbacks on our roster. What will Minnesota do to add a number or another quarterback to the roster? Well, we know one thing for sure. Brett Rippon is not going to be quarterback 2 in Minnesota next season. Beyond that, and the Rodgers rumors, reports on which veteran quarterbacks the Vikings value most out of those remaining names have mostly are basically non-existent, if you will. That was until today, when respected NFL insider Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated reported in his Monday morning quarterback column that the Minnesota Vikings have been in contact with the other 40-year-old Super Bowl winner on the market, Joe Flacco. Here's what Albert Breer wrote. He said, Joe Flacco visited the Giants last week, which was a way, I think, for the team to check him out and for Flacco to get his name back in circulation. Yes, he's 40, but as a one-year solution at a way cheaper rate than Cousins or Aaron Rodgers, I think the guy can still play. And the Browns, Steelers, and Minnesota Vikings think enough of him to still to have checked in on him. So after 3 years, okay, Joe Flacco has been, in the league the last couple of seasons, and we've seen what he's done. But after 3 years with the New York Jets, in which Joe Flacco operated as a backup mentor for yet another Jets first-round bust, the Super Bowl MVP looked like he would be forced into retirement. Then Deshaun Watson went down in Cleveland, and Joe Flacco was pulled off the couch by former Vikings offensive coordinator Kevin Stefanski. The 17-year NFL vet responded by leading the Browns to 11 wins and a playoff appearance. Joe Flacco's surprise emergency performance that season earned him 2023 Comeback Player of the Year. After 1,600 passing yards, 13 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions in 5 games to finish the season. So, if the Vikings were to sign Joe Flacco, it shouldn't cost much. He made just $5 million in Indianapolis last season. That's half of what Sam Darnold signed for as the Vikings bridge option in 2024. Joe Flacco brings 196 games of NFL experience to the table, along with 4,166 career completions for 54,697 yards, 257 touchdowns, and only 162 interceptions. That's a lot of quarterback wisdom for a curious young quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, to soak in. There isn't a lot of backup quarterback talent remaining on the market, especially if Kevin O'Connell is in search for a safer investment than someone like Jameis Winston or Gardner Minshew, which he clearly is. I think we already know what Kevin O'Connell is looking for. Okay, there's two options. You either bring back Kirk Cousins, which it's not going to happen. You go out and sign Aaron Rodgers for the last hoorah for his career. You go look at Russell Wilson and hope maybe he sees something here. The other option is it's the J.J. McCarthy era, and I think it's been that way for the last couple of weeks, maybe until or since our season officially ended when we lost to the Los Angeles Rams in the playoffs. So if it is J.J. McCarthy's era, we need somebody that's reliable to back him up. Brett Rippon isn't that. He's a good quarterback 3, okay, good practice squad guy. But we have to find a backup, somebody that we've seen before come in off or play off that role and excel. Joe Flacco has done just that. He had a phenomenal year with the Cleveland Browns. They should have re-signed him. They should have made him their starting quarterback last season as opposed to washed up Deshaun Watson, to say the least. He goes to Indianapolis. He wins the job because Anthony Richardson pulls himself off the field because, I just need a breather. I'm tired. You can't do that. Joe Flacco stepped up in a big way. Yes, he might not play the greatest football of all time, but I think in a system that is quarterback friendly like ours, Joe Flacco has the chance to succeed. And if J.J. McCarthy doesn't succeed, Joe Flacco will. I think this would be a very reliable option. I think it's a smart option on the low. He's cheap, $5 million, maybe 6, maybe 7, whatever the case may be. It would be a very perfect option for the Minnesota Vikings to at least consider if it is truly the J.J. McCarthy era. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Is it or should the Minnesota Vikings sign Joe Flacco to be the backup quarterback here in Minnesota? Let me know down below. Also, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of the night, folks, and Skull Vikes.